Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be reviewing my second round game from the 2025 Midwest Open. If you did not see my last video, I ended up winning my first round game. So at this point I was 1-0 in the tournament in pretty dominant fashion, I must admit. But going forward, I knew each game was going to get tougher and tougher. My second round opponent was Sungsoo Kim, who last year I played for the first time at the same event, and I believe even in the second round. So I guess we're fated to play in the second round at the Midwest Open. We'll see next year what happens. But last year I had won or beaten my opponent. So our lifetime record was 1-0. So hoping to keep that streak going into this game. Now, the thing with my opponent, Sungsoo, he's a very solid player. It's one of those things that if he gets a lead, it is very difficult to take the lead back. He's a super solid player, so you got to be able to get him to make some sort of mistake to be able to get the lead against him. Without further ado, let's get into the game. And I think I forgot to mention it in the first video. I don't remember entirely, but this tournament was held February 1st through 2nd. Yeah, there's a 2-day event, so February 1st and February 2nd. Okay, let's get into it. And this kind of shows Black's very solid style. Nowadays, you'll see the big enclosures because you have bigger potential in the corner for points. But Black's just okay taking the 12 points in the corner. And White approaches. And here we can see a good understanding of opening. Because let's say Black had played a larger enclosure in the lower left, and then I approached, some sort of pincer would make a lot more sense. Because this left side is an area that Black can develop. But when you play low like this, like Black did, and if you tried to pincer now, this left side is just so reducible that it's very flat and there just isn't that much profit for Black on the left side. So Black instead plays towards the top, kind of preparing to pincer. So I back off, and then Black approaches. I just back off, and then plays his 3-3 in here. Here, White could have chosen either direction, truthfully. If White were to play this direction, and let's say we play the same thing, White would be looking to play h17 next. And the nice thing about this is, obviously when you have this 3-space extension, there's a weakness here, right? And that actually comes up in the game. But if we were getting into this variation here, and White gets to extend here, this, by the way, is the move you want to look for to put pressure on the upper left. You're not attacking it by any means, but it is really starting to seal Black into the corner. Then, whatever Black's next move is usually some move that helps White's connection here on the left side, upper left. So for example, if Black were to kick and maybe kick and then jump, this is a very common sequence. We can see Black has now given my connection here a lot better connection. White's just a lot more solid here. Now obviously there's still a weakness there, but instead of having one stone extending 3, White has 2 stones extending 3, and that's standard, that's comfortable when you have side extensions. So again, there's lots of ways Black can play. Black can play like this way, and then come back. Whatever ends up happening, Black is going to help White in the upper left, this connection here. So this is playable for White. This is definitely playable for White. In the game, I just block this way because I'm like, okay, I have the stone here. So I want to build the right side. And then shoulder hit. And this is really the big, again, can't call it a weakness, but a good follow-up for you to get if your opponent has just the knight's move enclosure here. And again, we see Black's style here when black extends along the side. Black is just okay taking some more cash. And then black extends, and then black extends. And again, this move is putting even more pressure on the upper left. But my whole idea with these exchanges here is that I'm trying to get kick and pincer, like so. So you'll see black doesn't actually end up getting black's follow-up here. So part of me thinks black should just attach and do some sort of variation here. That's what I would consider as black. Black does this so, and then pincer. And here I think something I would consider is, and this is true, this two-space extension from your kicked stone is especially against kind of this knight's kicked, or white, your opponent has a knight's enclosure and kicked you. This is a really nice flexible move to get. It's not the only move, but it's definitely the most common. And the idea with this is in the game, black goes here, and you can play this, what black's about to do, if you have this ladder. And black would end up connecting or hitting this stone at f16. But again, I like to play this one because it's a lot more flexible. So for example, the next move for white is usually some move like q7 or q8. Very often it is q7. This is making this be a ladder breaker. q7 is threatening to capture q5. But after making this exchange, black can play something like this large knights. And now black is threatening to counterattack white on the bottom. And the uncomfortable thing for white is if white plays g3, there's still a weakness at j3. Whether black uses it immediately or not, there's a weakness here. So there's no real way for white to prevent that weakness. You don't want to play a move like this. Your shape gets very awkward. You could technically play a move like this, but black's just going to scoop your base out. And even if this kind of exchange happens, there's no way for white to attack black. This group is just so flexible that there's just no way. Black could maybe turn first and then invade the upper left. So this is how I would consider playing as black, is getting this two-space jump. With that in mind, I think I should play higher so that if this happens, as I showed in this variation, it's hard to keep the base here on the bottom anyway, so I shouldn't be worried about that. And I think I played low because black can come under, but this is a good exchange, of course. You playing on the fourth line, your opponent playing on the second line, this is going to be good for you. But black immediately goes here. And the reason why black does this is black wants this Hane here. And hanging connection, Atari, like this. Now this might look like, okay, what is black getting here? But you'll see in a second what black's plan is. And here, so I play this one. Again, this move is totally fine. Part of me really wanted to play up because this creates or puts more pressure on the 5 stones on the outside, because the key is this move does not work still. This cut here at q3 does not work. But the problem is a different move works. R2. R2, the clamp, means I have to connect. Black then gets S1. This is threatening a ko, and black can actually just live. And so it's better to just fix here, fix somehow. And because even if I go here and black doesn't live immediately, it means eventually I have to add a move. So it's like I'm spending 2 moves to fix the same problem. So it's better just to get rid of it. And plus, so black goes here. And this is black's whole idea with getting N2, is if I just block, black's going to be able to connect. And again, I think this is okay for white if this happens. But I don't know, for some reason I was like, no, let's attack black. So I play here. This is the shape point. Like black could have went here and is very close to being alive. Like if I stand up, black can Hane, and black's pretty much alive. And if I go down, black can Hane. And again, black is pretty secure here. Instead, black wanted to kind of counterattack, but also play the shape point of my shape. So instead, I take black's good shape, and then black covers, and then cuts. And this is why I think having initially this O7 stone is really helpful, is it really helps, like if I go elsewhere, it really helps this stone at Q5. Plus, it has a nice follow-up at Q7. And so that's what I really like too. So it's flexible. You can get this one or you can get this one. Because here I'm able to cut. So black's idea with this move, by the way, is if I do nothing, black can cut here. And this is going to be some sort of ko, but this ko shape will obviously be quite bad for white. There's nothing early on. So you can't let this cut happen, but I can cut first. Because as long as I have enough liberties, I can capture the 2. So yeah, black doesn't have time to cut. So black fixes, jump, and I stand up, and then I fix. So now black has actually cut themselves in 2 groups. And so black jumps here, and this is probably my first mistake of the game. It ends up working out because I'm able to sacrifice anyways to get 2 moves, but I should just block here. There's no reason not to. In the game when I was reading, obviously black would cut next. I did not like this shape. But the thing is, even if black plays something like this, like black's giving me a lot on the bottom, and this wall is actually very hard to use when it has a weakness at P8. So if black maybe tries to counterattack, these 3 stones are very flexible. It is hard to kill these. They can switch directions. They can even be sacrificed. But as I was saying, this weakness here is so ugly for black to handle. So, and because I have extra liberties, black actually can't seal me in because there's just too many double Ataris and Ataris. So, and also, even if black seals me in here, I'm actually getting a lot of points on the bottom. So I should just block here. Now it works out for me because I'm able to get this extension. Black has to answer, and then I get to jump. And black still needs to add a move on the bottom. But these 2 stones, while they're not useless, they just kind of get captured on a hole. But I was happy with getting these 4 stones. So the first fight has basically died down now. And this is where I often struggle with in my games the most. Where it feels like, right, like if you look at the left side of the board, I have 4 of my stones there, right? The right side has all of my stones, and there's captured stones for me, there's strength there. And so I kind of view this as my moyo. And I've always thought that when you have a moyo, you want your opponent to come in so you can attack it. Like, you don't necessarily want to make points with your moyo. You want it to expand it, and you want to be able to profit almost elsewhere. But this is a case where there is so much not going on elsewhere that I should just play the move that I wanted in the game. Like, this was the move I was looking at in the game. And it basically just means this right side is pretty much going to be mine. And black, where do you have this many points on the board? But I have a hard time playing a move like this because it feels like I'm playing in my own area. We have a similar situation in my 4th round game where I struggle with playing moves in my own area, even if there's Aji there to begin with. So in the game, I'm like, okay, I kind of want black to come in, but let me fix my only weak group on the board, which is these stones, which not only is this very small, but it's very gote. It's very gote. So my opponent and I looked at this, and we both agreed, yes, you need to play this move. And the AI, this is the AI spot. But I really can play, because part of my problem as well was if this gets attacked, or maybe black goes here, like this bottom left is starting to look pretty big. But the thing is, like, black can't attack this at all. It's just too light. The area is too big. And if I just run out, there's just no problems for white. Same thing if black goes here, by the way. White has ways to handle this. Now, if I didn't want to play on the right side, I should make this exchange. And then instead of playing down like this, play up like this. Play towards the center. And with the idea being over-concentrate black to the lower left. And these stones out here, that I've just gotten are going to affect the rest of the board. This second line move doesn't even fix the problems fully. Like there's a peep still here and black can still come out. So it's just a very bad move. And black comes in, of course. And again, I don't really want to come from this direction because that's too narrow. So I play here. And then black comes, extends. And then we get to white's second problem of the game. So the ko itself is not the problem. It's the order of moves. So for example, I start the ko and then play here, and black just gives it up. So instead, before I take, I should play here now. The difference is, if black took now, then I play here. It's the same thing, but I just didn't exchange this. Right? I just gave black an extra point, which actually weakened my stones there. Yes, or I should play a real threat, like something like L4, which this is a threat. So I should play something that's more forceful. The thing is, though, black does have threats with like this move. So it's not even a ko I can win. So this is an important point where I should have counted ko threats. Because even if I have to answer that, maybe this cut is a threat. The thing is, like, these stones aren't like super important for black. So if black takes this, and then I can cut. Like white can capture here, but black just takes a huge upper right all of a sudden, and this is ginormous. With some aji here, even black can just go here. Black gave up a little bit, but like white has the lower right, but that's all white has on this board. But even if black answers, again, black has threats here. Like this is still a threat. Threats like this are a threat. So yeah, basically I can't win a ko here. So instead I should just surround, maybe something like this. If black makes this exchange, the difference now is now I can play here and it's forceful. Black can't just take the ko. Black has to save somehow. And yeah, or if black has to play moves like this, then I can descend and keep attacking black. Or even just let black connect. And then do something else elsewhere. So yeah, basically I should have counted ko threats, and I cannot win this ko. Play there. Now, to my opponent's credit, I thought this would all be good because I thought if black goes here, I can cut. But black has a very nice order of moves of going here first. Yeah, this is a very nice order of moves where if I protect up here, black can just capture like this. And now these 6 stones here are actually just floating in the center. And if I push and cut, like so, again, black's going to hit this key spot and really hurt my group. So yeah, I just kind of have to connect. But now black can cover, and now I can't cut here because again, black has the ladder, like so. So it's a very nice order of moves here for black. Black fixes, cuts, yes. And then I Hane and Atari, and I think here black can actually squeeze instead. Black can go here. Because if I do try to resist, the problem is I actually don't have an eye now. I don't even have one eye, and these stones have 2 liberties. So yeah, this would be dangerous. This would be dangerous for white. Black just Ataris though, and then plays here. This is very nice order of moves. This is preparing to driving Tetsuji, this white stone here. Instead of doing this from behind, your shape actually isn't that great, believe it or not. It's better just to go here because it means I can't Hane anyways, right? And it means I can't just extend here. But if I extend here, it means black can jump, which is what happens. And so here, this is my next big mistake of the game. The key here is black can't connect to these this bamboo joint that's cut off. Or at least I can save the keystones here, which help me connect my stones in the center. So in the game, I should really play this move. This is huge. It helps towards the top and it helps my cutting stones. In the game, I was like, well, I didn't want to see black connecting, right? But the thing is, if I just go here, black can't cut me off. If black connects, I can then pinch here, And black can't fix both, right? Go there, capture. So black can't connect. If I go here, the key here was during the game, I was like, well, I can't go here because black can clamp. But your opponent's key move is my key move. I can simply just go here. So black is still cut off because I can connect back, or if black descends, I can disconnect like this. So black's cut off still. So there's no way for black to save the key 2 stones here. Plus, now if I want to play something here, this is also the worst move to play. The better move is to play here. The reason is, when I go here, this move becomes, I won't say fully sente, but very hard to ignore. Because obviously if I do something else, black pushes, it's allowing black to connect back. But if I have to connect, black's actually just basically alive now. So if I play this one though, black is now not fully alive yet because I can still jump across here. I can still, if black fixes here, I can still Atari. So this move not only cuts off stones that were pretty much cut off entirely, but also allows black to live a lot easier, or start to live a lot easier. So black ignores. And so the rest of this game, or the next part of this game, I should say, is me trying to attack this right side group that can basically live anytime with this exchange. So push. And again, there is Aji of doing this push and cut. And truthfully, I probably should do it, but I didn't want to get squeezed like this. This feels very painful. But I should do this. This game is so far has kind of been white, kind of like securing a lot of points. So if I can just capture like this, it's okay. Just capture there. I've secured my left side for the most part, and now it comes down to what happens in the upper left. And there's still cuts here that black needs to worry about. So I should just push and cut. Again, in my head, I could still attack this right side, but I could not. So play there, Tengen. Black comes out. And again, I'm still trying to keep the attack up. So, yeah, here I play push down. Yeah, that's sente. And then here. And this is, again, trying to attack the right side while looking at weaknesses on the bottom side. So it is a nice move. But black's move here is also very nice. Yeah, like, if black just pushes here, the idea is I'm going to jump across here. And then if I cut here, black kind of has to connect. But then this block is sente. This block is sente. And probably the best way for black to fix is to play there and then here. But then I can go and just play in the center again. Something like this. And yeah, again, if this happened in the game, I would be like, oh yeah, I'm attacking black when black can really just live. But compared to the game, this would be a lot better. I've kind of pushed black down. Black now has to capture these 3 stones, whereas before black didn't have to. So yeah, that's the idea with this move. Yes. So black prevents that by bumping. And here, this is my chance to kind of change the flow of the game, or change what's happening in the game, I should say. So again, I Hani in the game, and my idea was if I do this and then Atari, black has to answer, and then I can surround. So, you know, of course black will let this happen. No, this is too wishful thinking. Black had a different move in mind, which was here, the Hane, and I Hane back. And so the problem with this for white is now I need to get value out of M8, because it's just Dame if I don't get anything for it. And we'll see, I don't get much value out of M8. Now again, in my head, black had to play here and then Atari, and I'm able to play this. Again, this was what I was looking at. Where black tries to cut, it's the same actual Tesuji or shape that allowed me to connect these stones. And the other variations, I can pinch here. Where if you connect, I can net. Or if you connect here. This, I think black does have the ladder. Yeah, black has the ladder, but instead, I will just save the bottom. I'll just save the bottom. And this is sente. Black needs to answer, and then I can still save the center. Yes. Because if black surrounds the center, what happens is black is now cut off on the bottom, And so it's a semi that black can't win, of course. So yeah, black needs to add a stone. So that, again, I thought black had to connect. And then if black goes here, again, there's still a cut there. And yeah, it's quite big. It's quite big. But black can smartly play here once, and I actually still can't seal black in. But the key is, even if I could seal black in, black can play this, and it's pretty much sente. Because the problem is now I'm cut off from the center. So if I try to resist and do this, black can save these cutting stones, and now my white stones here are just dying. And this semi will definitely be good for black. Black has a lot of outside liberties, and I don't have a lot of liberties. So instead of trying to... So basically, I've been trying to kill a group that can't be killed. So instead, when I play here, this is actually a chance for me to switch the game. Is I can just push here. I can just push like this. If black bumps like this, I block. Same thing. I'll just connect. I'll just connect. And just go from here. This is helping my center stones. I have no weaknesses. And again, while black technically has Miai to connect either way, it's whether black connects now or not is a tough question, but the key is my shape here is super solid. Whereas in the game, what ends up happening is I jump here, and then black peeps, and then I pincer, and then black just fixes. So you can see now I'm just separated, whereas again, I could have had a scenario where I just have a big wall like this. No problems. So what ends up happening is I pincer, play there, diagonal, and black just surrounds the 5 stones, which are actually quite big. Because if black had to spend moves to capture these, it wouldn't be as big, but if black can just capture on a large scale like this, like black doesn't need to fill inside liberties, this is actually quite a lot of points. So again, it goes back to the initial problem of, 1, I could have just diagonaled here. 2, I could have just pushed and cut here. And 3, I could have just connected back like this. But I play in a way that allows black to capture everything. And what did I get in return? I got a move that only saved a few points because, again, I can still capture most of these stones. I got weak stones here, and I got this pincer. And again, like, I would like to add a stone here, but if black just, like, knights moves here, the top is too big. So I had to go elsewhere to play here, but... Because the point of this, by the way, is to look at this ladder here. I'm looking to push and cut here, basically, to create some aji. But there's something you need to keep in mind here, which I clearly did not, is when you're just like a ko, the best ko threats and the best ladder breakers are moves that aren't quote unquote normal. They're not normal looking moves. They're moves that if you could get, you get more. I don't want to say overplay, but basically an overplay. You want to play a move that is technically an overplay that would only work because there's a ko or because it's a ladder. So this move is too normal, is basically what I'm saying. It's too normal. Black just pincers, and black is fixing the ladder, no problem. So instead, and yeah, it's not like black's ever going to kick me or do something else. So it's like, this is a very natural move for black. Instead, I need to attach. This is a substandard move that works locally because black has a problem with this ladder. So now black can't just pincer me, right? Because black's corner gets hurt a lot. So I really need to play a more forceful move like this. So keep that in mind. When you're fighting ko's or looking for a ladder breaker, play moves that aren't normal, quote unquote, that aren't standard. You want to look for moves that usually aren't good or not working. They only work because the fact that there's a ko or the fact that there's a ladder that you can use. So black pincers, and if I had jumped, that'd be the worst move because black would pincer. This fixes the ladder, and black could just seal me in. So at least here, I was like, okay, let me play something that wouldn't normally work. But black just pushes and cuts because this is actually really nice for black. When I fix here, this actually fixes the ladder. Even though I have stones here and black just fixes like this, which again, this is a nice move that captures the stone, but also threatens this upper left area. But yeah, this ladder just doesn't work actually, like so. So yeah, it looks like I have ladder breaking stones there, but not quite. So yeah, it just comes back to I need to attach. just to try to get a little bit more than I normally would. Yeah, this was very nice by black. So I slide, and again, black has a very nice move of just jumping across, block, black plays there, and then fix there. And yeah, I think here I really need to fix here instead. There's a lot of problems with white's shape here. Black kicks. Again, I should probably find a more forceful way to do this, like this, or if black goes here, connect. But I just descend, and then black comes in. And once black played here, I was looking at other moves for black. This move was not on my radar, and this move just kind of works magically for black. So while this is technically not an invasion, it works the same way as when I think about invasions. When you're playing in an area that you're outnumbered, which is oftentimes invasions, is you want to look for ways of saving your stones. And oftentimes it's either capturing stones or connecting back to your nearby friend stones. So when black goes here, here's the problem for white. Black is connecting back to the center. But also, black is looking to potentially attack this stone. Just, for example, if this happens, black would be surrounding this stone. But secondly, I am not alive on the bottom. So if I try to attack everything on a large scale, I don't even know how I would do that, but let's say I can jump across here. If black just, I don't know, again, this kind of thing just doesn't work that well, but let's say something like this, right? Well, all of a sudden, my center needs to live. So I have three problems that black can look for. Black can look to connect back, black can look to surround this stone, and can look to surround the center. So my only option was to try to surround all of it, but then black attaches. I push once, and again, this is black. This is very nice game sense, I'll say, by black. Where this move is threatening to connect back these stones somehow. Some sort of order of, and I think, like if black ignored, I think white can save a little bit of it, but can't save all of it. Like if I Hane and block back, like I can save part of it. Black will, I'll be able to capture these stones here, at the very least. But the key is, so this is a move you would look for normally, because this is a move that keeps you ahead in the running fight and gets you more points. But playing here creates more Aji at G9. And that Aji at G9 might change everything here. So this is very good game sense by black. This is creating a potential weakness here that actually ends up playing a part in this game. So I attach here, because again, if I just block like this is not black cuts, and there's just nothing really working for white. So I'm trying to create some extra Aji by bumping here. Black Hanes, and then I Hane, and again, black is so smart here, black just extends up. We're saying, okay, you can have those stones, but again, your center is not, you can have that one stone, but your center is not alive. So I Hane, black connects, connect, and cut. And so this is me trying to create some Aji of cutting something off or living in the corner, but, and I create a little something. This is also a good shape to know. Getting the 2-2 spot here is kind of your bread and butter here, is the move you want to get. But black just cuts, Ataris, and connects. I push once to create co-threats, as you'll see, but also ruin black shape. And then I attach here. And this is kind of what I'm looking for. The problem is, so this is a ko. The problem is, if it was just a ko for me to take the corner, it'd be fine. But the problem is when black pushes here, I am dying in the center. So I need to win this ko, but also live in the center. And I can't connect back now. So that means black is pretty much alive. And the other problem with this ko is if black wins it, I lose these 5 stones. So if I do add a stone here, which doesn't even help me live, black can connect here. And this comes back to where black going here helped black a lot. This H10 stone, it's even creating the possibility of wedging here and separating me. So even if I can connect back at some point, like here, black can always still wedge and cut off a majority of the stones. So yeah, as I said, like black is Sungsoo is a super solid player. And once he got that lead, which was, I was doing okay in the opening, but pretty much when this ko happened. Like this. This ko happened. It was pretty much, black actually was just in control. Black was just in control. Even though a lot of this game I'm like, oh yeah, I'm attacking and I'm attacking this right side and all this. It's like, no, you were just behind. Because again, we have to compare what I got for black invading here. I got B11, which was not worth it. So yeah, my biggest mistakes in this game were, this is more of a regret than an actual mistake, but I should just Hane here. This is where also time, it can be my kryptonite. If I was playing a fast game, I would just do this in a heartbeat. I would read, okay, I can't get sealed in, I'm going to cut off. But when I have extra time, doubt can start to creep in. So yeah. But that's still fine. So this move, again, is better to play this and then play back. Or if I want to play something more active like this. Something that plays towards the center. Secondly, starting this ko when I could not win this ko, because black has more threats at S5 than I have anywhere else. And this is all fine. And then this move. Not only the specific move locally, this is the move that keeps black weak, but so this move allows black to be able to live a lot easier. But secondly, I need to just play this. So yeah, basically as soon as black was able to get this, black is just comfortable in this game. And this was probably the final thing, is I can just connect my stones, force black to connect, whether it's in Sente or Gote. But I save these center stones. But instead, I play in a way that lets black capture these stones here. So yeah, very solid player. When that means we're both 1-1 lifetime. So the next game will be the best of 3 series, I suppose. But yeah, super fun game. And again, my general kind of goal for this tournament was to play well, was just to play good games. And this one, not the greatest, truthfully, not the greatest. So was hoping to, for the next round, play a lot more solid game. Because again, 2-day event, the first 3 rounds are on the first day. So we have one more round this day. So I was hoping for, coming into the 3rd round, to play a much better game than this. But yeah, if you have any questions about this game, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next video.